It's been almost a year since the Kabul takeover and the Taliban has managed to stay in power in Afghanistan. As the West has severely isolated the Taliban-led Afghanistan government and its neighbours are carefully engaging the regime, China and India have come forward to help the cash-strapped economy. However, it is to be noted that while engaging with Kabul, India has not sent any signal that it has recognized the Taliban regime. While delivering aid to Kabul, India has kept a low profile so that the assistance does not send any geopolitical signal. Whereas China has embraced the Taliban with open arms. However, Beijing has offered the Taliban economic support on the condition that Afghanistan cooperates with China and takes care of the Chinese interests. So, will China-Taliban Bonhomie affect India's strategic interests?
Events unfolding in Afghanistan have naturally enhanced global concerns about their implications for both regional and international security. The heightened activities of the proscribed Haqqani network justifies this growing anxiety. Whether it is in Afghanistan or against India, groups like Lashkar-e-Toiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed continue to operate with both impunity and encouragement.
A year ago, in 2021, New Delhi was not happy about the state of affairs in Afghanistan. When the US was negotiating its exit from the geographically critical nation and Taliban was consolidating its power, India's strategies to constrict the Taliban forces were evaporating. However, in the world of strategic affairs, every crisis presents itself as an opportunity, and it depends on the willingness of a nation's foreign and security policy establishments to leverage the possibilities in such situations.
While you used the word investment, for us, it reflected what was a historical relationship with the Afghan people. I think that relationship with the Afghan people obviously continues, and that will guide our approach to Afghanistan in the coming days.
With China working overtime to back the Taliban since 2021, dealing with Afghanistan has been one of the most important diplomatic challenges the world has faced recently, and the situation of India is no different. The one major point to be highlighted is India has been battling for the formation of a truly inclusive government in Kabul, besides insisting that Afghan soil must not be used for any terrorist activities against any country. Geostrategic realities have not allowed India or the Taliban to stay away from each other. Since 2022, the Taliban has been trying to improve ties with India, which seems like an unusual idea given the Taliban is allies with China, which is India's hostile neighbor. When India was trying to build soft power in Afghanistan with its investments, Beijing had pushed its China-Taliban Bonhomie agenda to build a positive image and pursue an inclusive policy by painting a rosy picture of the regime.
中方在充分地尊重阿富汗国家主权以及国内各个派别意愿的基础上，同阿富汗塔利班等保持着联系和沟通，一直在为推动政治解决阿富汗问题发挥建设性的作用。阿富汗塔利班方面呢，多次表示希望同中方发展良好关系，期待中方参与阿富汗重建与发展，绝不允许任何势力利用阿富汗领土做危害中国的事情。我们对此表示欢迎。
Since Taliban came into power, Beijing has been taking care of its own interests in the country. In contrary to 2019, when China had emerged as a sympathizer and a big brother of Taliban. Since 2021, the Taliban has been reaching out to China to take lead in getting international recognition for their government in Afghanistan and to help the war-ravaged country. When Taliban's swift return to power after 2 decades left Afghanistan's neighbours scrambling to figure out how to adjust to a shifting geopolitical situation, Beijing presented itself as a peacemaker with its opportunist agenda. However, one must not forget that Beijing has been worried about security and extremist activity spilling over in Afghanistan. While China has engaged actively with the Taliban, this engagement should not be mistaken for support. Since August 2021, security and fear of violent extremism has defined China's policy towards the Taliban. For the whole of 2020, total Chinese foreign direct investment in Afghanistan was $4.4 million only. 3 massive Chinese investments in Afghanistan were pulled back by Beijing due to political instability. China understands that Afghanistan remains a risky investment proposition.
Afghanistan is still suffering from terrorism. The ISIL launches terrorist attacks every now and then, and the terrorist groups like ETIM are taking advantages of that situation to accumulate strength and expanding its existence and influence abroad. Regional countries agree to enhance security cooperation and urge the Afghan side to fulfill its promise on countering terrorism by taking visible, tangible, and verifiable measures.
To solidify its position in Afghanistan and along the border areas, China has offered to support the extension of the CPEC to Afghanistan. The CPEC is a part of China's ambitious Belt and Road Initiative, a pet project of President Xi Jinping. However, India has criticized China and Pakistan for their efforts to encourage Afghanistan to join the CPEC. India sees Afghanistan as vital for its strategic interests in the region, including access to Central Asia. India's approach to Afghanistan is also dictated by the people-to-people links between the two countries. The Taliban had recently also expressed their admiration for the economic assistance that India has provided to Afghanistan. India's development assistance to Afghanistan is estimated to be worth well over $3 billion across the 20 years. When China was working overtime to back the Taliban, India restarted its consular work with a diplomatic presence on the ground. In a signal of its commitment to the Afghan people, India has set aside in its budget for 2022-23 an amount of rupees 200 crore. India is also working out ways to utilize the Chabahar port in a subtle rebuke to China's Belt and Road Initiative. Meanwhile, on August 4, 2022, for the first time, China's special envoy for Afghanistan arrived in India to hold discussions with Indian officials on the security situation in the war-ravaged nation. As per experts, the meeting was significant as it recognized that India was an important stakeholder in Afghanistan. It is now in India's interest to advocate protection of ties and continue investments for political durability.